Somewhere deep in the Appalachian mountains, there are barns still standing from the 1800s, not rotting, not gray, still solid, and not a single one was ever touched by a hardware store product. The families who built them used a 3-ingredient mixture that cost almost nothing and protected wood for generations. The home improvement industry doesn't want you knowing this exists, but by the end of this video, you'll have the exact formula and everything you need to put it to work today. Picture this. It's a Saturday in late spring. You've cleared the furniture, rented a pressure washer, picked up 2 cans of premium deck stain, and you've spent the whole weekend getting your deck looking perfect. You feel good about it. Then summer hits, then winter, then summer again. By the 3rd year, the stain is lifting at the edges. There are gray patches where the sun hammers it hardest. You run your hand across the boards and feel that familiar roughness. The wood is starting to check and crack. You're back at the hardware store. This cycle costs American homeowners thousands of dollars over a decade. When you add up sanding supplies, cleaning products, and multiple cans of sealer at $40 to $60 each, most homeowners spend somewhere between $1,500 and $3,000 on deck maintenance over 10 years just to keep the wood from falling apart. And here's the part that should make you stop and think. Most of those commercial sealers are film-forming products. That means they create a thin coating that sits on top of the wood surface. It looks good when it's fresh, but wood moves, it expands in heat, contracts in cold, absorbs moisture, and releases it. That film on top can't keep up. It cracks, moisture slips underneath, and once moisture is trapped beneath a sealing film, you've actually accelerated the problem you were trying to prevent. Meanwhile, pressure-treated lumber, the stuff most new decks are built from, is loaded with chemical preservatives. That's fine for keeping insects away, but it doesn't make the wood immune to surface deterioration. And if you have raised garden beds anywhere near that lumber, those chemicals leach into the surrounding soil over time. The settlers who built Appalachian barns didn't have these products, but they had something better. They understood how wood fails, and they treated it accordingly. If you don't want to miss the rest of this, hit subscribe right now, because this only gets more useful from here. To understand why the Appalachian method works, you need to understand the 3 real enemies of outdoor wood. Moisture is the first. Water is wood's longest relationship and worst enemy. It swells the fibers, encourages mold and mildew, and feeds the fungal decay that eventually turns solid lumber into soft, crumbling rot. Ultraviolet oxidation is the second. Sunlight breaks down lignin, the natural polymer that holds wood fibers together and gives it structural strength. That gray, weathered look you see on untreated wood, that's lignin destruction. Once it goes, the wood becomes brittle and far more vulnerable to moisture. Fungal and microbial decay is the third. Certain molds and fungi don't just grow on wood, they eat it, they work slowly, invisibly from the inside. By the time you can see the damage on the surface, it's already advanced deep into the board. Here's what most people believe: a thick, even coat of quality deck sealer creates a protective barrier against all 3 of these. Here's what's actually happening. That film blocks surface moisture for a season or 2, but the moment it cracks, and it always cracks, moisture now has an entry point and a barrier trapping it inside. Think of it like wrapping damp bread tightly in plastic wrap. The moisture has nowhere to go. The decay accelerates from the inside, and you can't even see it happening until it's too late. Penetrating treatments work on an entirely different principle. Instead of sitting on the surface, they move into the wood fibers. They fill the cellular structure of the wood, bonding chemically with the fibers themselves. The wood doesn't just have a coating, that the wood itself has been transformed. That's not a product page. That's not a homesteading blog. That is peer-reviewed science confirming exactly what Appalachian builders understood long before any laboratory did. The Appalachian formula builds on exactly that principle, and it adds 2 more ingredients that turn a good wood treatment into one that can last a lifetime. The core of this formula has 3 ingredients. Each one does something the others can't. Together, they create a treatment that works with the wood instead of against it. And this isn't just traditional wisdom talking. A 2024 peer-reviewed scientific review published in the journal Sciences by MDPY, Multidisciplinary Digital Publishing Institute, one of the most respected open access research databases in the world, confirmed that linseed oil has been used in wood protection for centuries, and that its ability to penetrate and polymerize inside wood fibers is a documented, measurable chemical process. The researchers also noted that growing interest in linseed oil is expected specifically because of its cost effectiveness and environmental safety compared to synthetic alternatives. Boiled linseed oil is the foundation. When we say boiled, we don't mean you heat it up yourself. Boiled linseed oil is a commercially prepared oil that has been treated to polymerize faster than raw linseed oil. When it soaks into wood fibers and oxidizes, it hardens. It creates a flexible, moisture-resistant matrix inside the cellular structure of the wood. It also has mild natural fungicidal properties. A quart of boiled linseed oil will cost you around $15 at any hardware store. Pine tar is the second ingredient. This one surprises people. Pine tar is extracted from pine wood through a slow heating process, and it has been used by farmers, boat builders, and craftsmen for centuries. Norwegian and Swedish boat builders, who needed wood to survive saltwater exposure, relied on pine tar as the backbone of their wood preservation systems. Pine tar is deeply waterproofing. It also adds meaningful ultraviolet resistance, and it kills surface mold and mildew on contact. You'll find it at farm supply stores or online for around $12 to $18 per quart. Natural turpentine, not mineral spirits, not paint thinner, but pure gum turpentine distilled from pine resin is the carrier. Its job is to thin the mixture enough that it can drive the linseed oil and pine tar deep into the wood grain. It evaporates as the treatment cures, leaving the preservatives locked in place. A pint runs about $10. Here's the pattern interrupt that puts this in perspective. This exact formula, linseed oil, pine tar, and turpentine, is nearly identical to the wood preservation system used on wooden sailing ships in the age of exploration. Those ships spent years at sea in the most corrosive, punishing environment wood can face: salt water, tropical sun, constant moisture, marine organisms, and they survived for decades using this formula. If it could protect a ship hull crossing the Atlantic Ocean, your deck really doesn't stand a chance against it. Some Appalachian sources also mention a fourth ingredient for surfaces that take direct rain: a small amount of raw beeswax melted into the warm linseed oil before mixing. Beeswax adds hydrophobic properties. Water beads up and runs off instead of soaking in. It's worth considering for deck boards especially, and we'll come back to that in a moment. The formula alone won't save your wood. Application matters just as much. Here's exactly how to do this correctly. What you'll need: boiled linseed oil, pine tar, natural turpentine, pure gum, an old paintbrush or a clean cotton rag, and a glass jar or metal container for mixing. If you're going with the beeswax variation, pick up an ounce or two of raw beeswax. Local beekeepers and farmers markets often carry it for under $10. The mixing ratio is straightforward: 3 parts boiled linseed oil, 1 part pine tar, 1 part natural turpentine. Stir it gently and thoroughly. Do not shake the container. You'll introduce air bubbles that affect how evenly the mixture penetrates. If you're adding beeswax, gently warm the linseed oil first, not to boiling, just warm to the touch, and stir in 1 to 2 ounces of shaved beeswax until fully dissolved before adding the other ingredients. Application steps: start with clean, dry wood. If there's old loose paint or sealer, remove it. The wood needs to be genuinely dry. Give it at least 2 full dry days after any rain. This is non-negotiable. Moisture in the wood when you apply will block penetration. Apply on a warm, sunny day. Heat opens the wood pores. The formula will soak in visibly faster on a warm afternoon than on a cool morning. Work with the grain using your brush or rag, applying a thin, even coat, not thick. The goal is penetration, not coverage. Let each coat soak in for 30 to 60 minutes, then wipe away any excess that hasn't absorbed. Pooled excess will go tacky and sticky and won't cure properly. For a first treatment on bare or stripped wood, plan for 2 to 3 coats applied over a couple of days. After that initial treatment, a single thin maintenance coat once a year for the first 2 or 3 years, then once every 3 to 5 years as the wood stabilizes. One safety note that cannot be skipped: linseed oil-soaked rags can self-combust through oxidation. This is not a myth. It has caused real fires. When you're done, spread used rags flat outdoors to dry, or submerge them in water in a metal bucket before disposal. Never pile them up or leave them in a closed container. The wood will darken initially, a rich amber to brown tone that many homeowners find more attractive than the gray weathering they were fighting before. Over time, it develops a natural patina that blends beautifully with the outdoor environment. Let's talk about that beeswax addition in a little more depth, because for deck surfaces specifically, it can make a significant difference. Beeswax is naturally hydrophobic. It repels water at the molecular level. When it's incorporated into the warm linseed oil mixture and cures inside the wood fibers, it creates a surface where rainwater genuinely beads up and rolls off instead of soaking in. This is especially important for horizontal deck boards that pool water during heavy rain. Beyond water resistance, raw beeswax has natural antibacterial properties. In shaded corners of a deck, the spots where green mold tends to build up first, the beeswax component slows that process considerably. You can source raw beeswax from local beekeepers, farmers markets, or online for under $10 a pound. A pound will last you years of deck treatment. Now let's look at this honestly against what you'd find at the hardware store. Commercial deck sealers typically cost between $40 and $120 per application, depending on product and deck size. They need reapplying every 1 to 2 years. Over a decade, you're looking at 5 to 10 applications, easily $400 to $600, not counting your time and the physical labor of prep work each time. The Appalachian formula, materials only, will cost you roughly $30 to $40 for your first full batch. That batch will treat an average deck twice. After the initial 3-coat treatment, maintenance coats are minimal. Over 10 years, your total material cost will likely land somewhere between $50 and $80. Beyond cost, commercial sealers typically contain volatile organic compounds and synthetic biocides. If you have vegetable gardens, children, or pets near the treated surface, that matters. The Appalachian formula is linseed oil, pine tar, turpentine, and optionally beeswax, all naturally derived, all biodegradable once cured. The choice once you lay it all out is fairly straightforward. 1. Modern sealers coat the surface of wood. The Appalachian formula penetrates and becomes part of the wood itself, and that difference is everything when it comes to long-term protection. 2. 3 ingredients: boiled linseed oil, pine tar, and natural turpentine. In a 3-to-1 ratio is the core formula. It has a documented history going back centuries across multiple continents. That's not marketing. That's a track record. 3. Application is everything. Thin coats, dry, warm wood, wipe the excess, and handle your rags safely. Do it right once, and your wood will reward you for years. Drop a comment below telling me what you're planning to treat first: your deck, your fence, a raised garden bed, or maybe an outbuilding that's been losing the battle against the weather. I read every comment, and I genuinely love to know. If this is the kind of forgotten practical knowledge you're looking for, subscribe. And coming up very soon, we're covering the lost Amish method for treating fence posts underground so they never rot at the base. It's even simpler than what you learned today, and it'll change how you think about fence installation permanently. The old ways worked, they just got buried. Let's keep digging them up.